Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Notes in Baby. I'm yours truly, Ibiwari. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a book lover and you haven't subscribed, I suggest you subscribe because on this channel, what do? We read, we explore, and we learn, and that's where the books, travel, and eco-friendly lifestyle tip comes in. Today, I'm going to be sharing tips on ways that you can still read expensive Nigerian books. Yes, I've done a previous video where I asked the question why Nigerian books are expensive. And when I mean expensive, doesn't mean like it's so exorbitant, but it's for certain people, it's way above their budget. Like I've had scenarios, or more like I've seen scenarios where or even had scenarios where I somebody walks into the bookstore and they like a particular book, but by the time they check the price on the book, they feel it's too expensive or too pricey for them to buy, and so they drop the book. And I know that the publishing cost of publishing books and all that is what puts up the price and all. And for someone like myself, I have a certain price limit that I would buy a book. Like for some people, they don't have, they don't mind. If there's even this hype of this is where all my money goes with books. But I have a certain limit, and I've seen some people who also have certain limits. Doesn't mean that they don't love books or they don't want to read the book, but it's just a bit too pricey for them. And so that's why I come in today. I'm supposed to share these tips for book lovers who find themselves in situations where they want to read Nigerian books and they can't afford to buy it at that point in time. Yes, I know there are also foreign books that are also expensive, but the emphasis is not on all books. I'm talking about Nigerian books, Nigerian fiction books. Yes. And so the first point I'm going to be giving today is buy thrift. Now, over the years, I've noticed that you won't find a lot of people who would sell thrift, especially Nigerian thrift books. People won't buy a thrift Nigerian book. Instead, they would rather buy a new one. I don't know what it is, but it's just this thing with thrift. But luckily, over time, over the years, the narrative has changed with how people perceive thrift. So yes, there are actually people who actually sell thrift books. You won't see them everywhere. It's You have to really look out for them. But I actually know someone who actually sells thrift Nigerian books. So what she does is she would buy the book, or I think it's given to her, I don't know. But she gets the book, she reads the book, and she sells it off at a reduced price. And that helps people who can't afford. In fact, I've actually bought books, or well, actually a book from her, and I tend to buy more books from her because, well, it's not per se thrift or old, because when people hear thrift, they hear old or dirty. But it's actually, she's read the book and she's decided to sell it off as thrift, not brand new. So she sells it off as a reduced price. So yes, if you want to buy a Nigerian book and you find out that it's a bit pricey for you to get, you can go and search out people online. You find them on IG, wherever it is, and if you're lucky, you find somebody that will sell a Nigerian book for you for thrift. That's number one. Number two, get the ebook. Ebooks are usually much cheaper than if you're to get the physical book. If a physical book is probably around 3,000, the ebook will probably be 2,000 or thereabout, or 1.15 or thereabout. So that's it. If you can't afford to buy the physical copy of that book, get the ebook, and that's another way that you can read interesting Nigerian books. The third point I'm going to be putting out is borrow. But me mentioning this point, borrow from fellow book lovers, friends, family, people who have these books. Borrow, but please, 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 when you borrow a book, please make sure you return that book back. Don't borrow a book and make it your collection. That is actually stealing or kidnapping or whatever it is you can call it. So yes, number three is borrow from fellow book lovers who have those books, and when you're done reading it, you return it back. And then the last point I'm going to be giving, number four, is request for those books as gifts. Now, if your birthday is coming up, or it's Christmas, or Valentine, or whatever celebration, you can tell your friends or family, add it to your wish list that, okay, these are the kind of books I would like, or these are the kind of, yes, these are the kind of books I would like as gifts. And who knows, you just might be lucky and you will get those books or book as a gift. So yes, I have come to the end of my four tips. So yes, if you love Nigerian books, but you find yourself like myself, you find yourself in situations whereby you can't afford to buy the books because you feel they're a bit too pricey. Um, I've mentioned these four tips that you can. The first one is buy thrift. Number two, buy the ebook. Number three, borrow from fellow book lovers. And the last point, which is number four, is request for those books as a gift. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. And as always, make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, leave a comment or contribution. Yes, that's one way you can support this channel. I will see you in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye.